The presenting sponsor of Upmarket is Fotello, the best AI editing platform. Snap, upload, and deliver at fotello.co. Coming to you from the Upmarket studio in beautiful San Buenaventura, California. This is Upmarket, a podcast about the business of real estate photography and media. My name is Reed Fish. I'm the CEO and a co-founder of Upmarket Media. And it's a bad day to be the other co-founder because he's out shooting properties, like training new employees, shooting properties. Mark Corcoran not here. Producer Molly Peart here, of course, though, off camera.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Molly.
Oh, hi, Reed.
Nice to see you.
You too.
Oh, well, thanks. I'm glad. And you know, it's always good when we can get an old friend to be on the show. We got Sam Benner. I don't even know what you are now. You're a realtor.
I'm a realtor. Yeah. An area leader.
Area leader.
And I'm also a real estate coach as
real
well.
estate coach.
Yes. Yeah. So just added a few more things to the laundry list.
So I think Sam has been on this show 2 or 3 times.
I think we're 3 times. This is time number 4.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to be here.
And in fact, Sam, it is, I just looked, it's our most downloaded episode ever. I believe it's like maybe the 7th episode we did. And it was Sam was on, and it's called What Realtors Really Want.
Ooh, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, and it was good because, you know, we talked about, like, it's more about the speed rather than, you know, and that, you know, we're marketing realtors, we're not marketing properties. So go back and listen to that episode if you haven't. It's actually chock full still now, like 3 years later or whatever, still has a lot of, I think, good nuggets in it. But this time we wanted to kind of continue that conversation, but in the framework of what we have to think about now every day in our modern time.
The landscape has certainly changed.
Yes, the landscape has changed, but it's also, you know, AI. So I know, like, you've been really in the weeds on AI. In fact, I know you're giving like a lunch and learn type of thing for our area realtors on how they can use AI in their real estate business.
Correct.
So I wanted to get the kind of lowdown from you as media creators. What do we need to think about when it comes to AI in terms of our clients, and what are they being told to do from their coaches and from their team leaders and all that stuff?
Yeah, the big struggle right now is learning how to use AI in a way that's going to move your business forward. Instead of just going to it to ask questions, you know, which the best restaurant to eat in town, things like that, or, you know, write a listing description for me. There's much more that it can do in terms of getting a lot of your leverage, a lot of your time back, but also too, and it's an excellent way to help you kind of create a comprehensive business for yourself, marketing, all of those things. So media fits into that discussion. Okay. Absolutely. And so there's, you know, I think there's just, unfortunately, there's a lot of noise out there, as you said. Yeah. And so just going through and really starting to look at how you appear in AI first. So, you know, how if you search for yourself, tell me about Sam Benner, realtor in Ventura. Ask ChatGPT that, for example, and see what results come out. Right. And then that's going to start to tell you what kind of, you know, impression you're having, because now about 60% of searches are starting with AI platforms right now.
Okay, yeah, I think we did that for Upmarket Media back, I don't know, like a year ago or something, and it was like, Upmarket Media is award-winning. I'm like, oh, really? What awards did we win? These are news to me. But you were just telling me before we started that you actually got a listing.
Yes.
From like, tell that story.
This is what began my passionate love affair with AI. I will tell you. So this was back in August of last year. I was down and out. I had my 7th or 8th deal cancel last year up to this point. Fetal position on the floor. My phone rings and it says Amazon Alexa in the caller ID. Spam call, whatever. Right. Pick it up. Hi, this is Diane. You know, we're all sitting in our living room right now. We asked Alexa what would be a good realtor in Ventura to list our house, and it called you. So I'm talking to them on their little Echo box or whatever at their house, set the listing appointment. It closed 3 months later. So, I mean, it's possible, is what I'm saying. Right. So, you know, even our little Ventura County here,
Alexa made you $25,000.
Absolutely. So yeah, I like how that lead, came in. Obviously it's a lot less expensive than a lot of the other lead generating stuff that we do.
Right.
But it just gave me a sense of like, okay, so all of this impact of everything I've done, hopping on Upmarket podcasts, writing blogs, videos, social media stuff, it's all working together as kind of showing me as this Ventura real estate person.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, so the takeaway from that is we want to make sure that when someone asks ChatGPT who's I need real estate photos done, who should I call?
Exactly.
That Alexa's going to call us.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's a multifaceted thing. The first thing you're going to want to do is have a very in-depth FAQ section on your website. That's the first thing that the models index.
Oh, okay. This is, wow. We're already getting into actionable tidbits.
There we go. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't mess around,
Well, no, and I do want to plug this. So stick around to the end because I already kind of know what your action item is, but you've actually put together something.
I have.
That our listeners can use to kind of make sure that we're primed for how realtors are using AI.
I want you to have a passionate love affair with AI as well.
All
yes.
right. Yeah, I don't know. That's a hard sell, I think, for some of us. But well, we're all using AI. In fact, we love Fatello, which is one of our sponsors, which is all
Here.
AI editing. So so stick around. We're going to give out the details on how to get that when we do our action items at the end. Okay, so what else, though, are realtors being told? I mean, I guess I want to drill down into exactly. Oh no, FAQ. We went off tangent. So finish that thought.
Yeah.
Of how we want to make sure we come up in ChatGPT.
So yeah, the FAQ section on your website is good, and trying to basically you want to be mentioned on other websites. If you kind of remember the old SEO days, basically kind of doing some link building. So appearing on podcasts, appearing on different opportunities where you can get listed on other websites. That is really good. Things like Reddit, going on there and, answering questions, being more attentive to those things, which AI can also help you do.
Oh, right. I was I can't be on Reddit.
And obviously your consistency in social media and making sure that your content is framed in a question and answer format. So, these are very common questions that all of your listeners get, and you want to be able to have the answer to those questions on your social media, on your website, et cetera.
So you're framing, Molly, are we framing things as a question? Are we like Jeopardy here or no? That's the answer.
What is Upmarket Media?
Right. Yeah.
So quick website to actually check out to help with figuring out what those questions are. If you go to answerthepublic.com and you put in real estate photography, and it will give you all the different ways that people search for and ask questions about real estate photography, for example.
Got it.
Drone stuff,
right.
Videos, all of those things, just framing those different ways. And now you have all of your FAQ questions ready to go and ready to be answered.
Got it. Oh, that's good. More questions, Molly.
Okay.
So, but is that something though that you've thought about?
Have I thought about that?
Okay, good. All right, good. That's okay. Good. That's why we pay you. All right, good. Well, let's put it into action soon here. So we have the FAQ. Any other like quick hits on how we can rank higher in ChatGPT?
So one of the things that you'll notice, and this is a good way to also start the conversation, is to actually ask one of the platforms, one of the portals, who is the best real estate media company in your area,
right?
And see who comes up. If you go to their respective websites and social, and you can see and kind of use them as a benchmark and say, well, they have 100 pages on their website and they have a social media where they're doing these things and you don't. It's a clear path to kind of give you, okay, I need to be able to compete at that level. And basically now you have your marketing plan right there.
Yeah, and is ChatGPT, is it scraping stuff like Instagram and TikTok?
It is.
Okay.
It is. So there's definitely there's more credibility and credence to actual websites and authority sites, things like that. But they're certainly looking at social as a way to add more validation to you. So actually putting things in your bio, putting in your profile, putting keywords in there, things like that as well will also help elevate you.
Well, we have keywords in our Upmarket. We have phrase hot takes.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that's
I'm already intrigued.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hot takes about real estate media. I mean,
Hey now.
yeah, exactly. It gets pretty spicy in here.
There we go.
That's great. We want to be ranked higher. It's going to be all in your little handout you made.
It sure is.
But what media assets are realtors thinking that they now have access to and they can do? And what do they think is, because we see a lot of what's being generated by AI. I'm not always so impressed, but I know realtors look at things with a different eye than I do. And so what do you think? What are people thinking?
Well, I think we're seeing like a kind of a general, like, I think we're all just kind of it's been overdone.
Yeah.
Everything is so fake and over the top. And I think obviously we're trying to represent our properties as they are,
Yes.
and so what happens with a lot of these like fly by night, fly through weird videos where you pay $10 or $50 and
when the house drops out of the sky
10 seconds
and
later
booms,
for sure. Yeah. We start from the moon and now we're all of a sudden in Atlanta, Georgia or something. It's just, it's I think it's just because it's become so overdone. It's lost its authenticity.
Yeah.
And so there's actually,
I don't
to
know
me,
if it ever had it, but
good question. good point. But I think that's the problem is that, what we want to try to do now is to present the properties as they truly are.
Yeah.
But in terms of just being able to leverage AI in a way that brings more people, and again, to kind of broadens that audience for the property, but the media itself needs to be authentic. And that's the problem. I think so a lot of these companies, even though they have come and there's a lot of them out there, I think we're just moments away from them again coming and going because they just it's toss away stuff to me.
It is. Well, and my biggest thing, of course, has been how you have to be so careful how you use it, especially on the photo to video transitions, because, if you're pushing in on something, all of a sudden the AI doesn't know what was behind that chair. It's just guessing what was behind the chair. Yeah. And that's, you're misrepresenting the property because it's not actually what you're showing. Now, there are some, and I think and this is what I think the path for that type of stuff to actually work is they're generating these things off of devices that are scanning the entire property. So they do know what's behind that chair. And so they're piecing it together. But then is it being rebuilt and then it's just a model, or is it the actual photo? So I think there's a big gray area, and obviously we just had a whole episode about the new California law, AB 723, where it's the labeling of work that has been, not even through AI, but even just through regular Photoshop and stuff.
And I think there's an opportunity there for all you listeners out there to make that make sense for us as your clients, as your agents.
Yeah.
How do we comply? Where, because again, I don't think there's really been enough communication and training out there to understand.
Shocking.
What the heck is even going on?
Realtors might not know.
No way.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
So, I think
we just did a little explainer video that we're posting, I think, today on our Instagram. But we were very basic about it. Just say, it has to be labeled, and you have to have access to the unedited photo. And here at Upmarket Media, though, we got you covered because we automatically do that for you and deliver it, blah, blah, blah.
Here.
So, I think that's the path for us as real estate media providers. We don't have to totally educate people. We just have to provide them with it and say, hey, we got you covered. Here's the materials you need. And if they have questions about how they need to use it, then they need to talk to their broker or talk to their MLS.
Good point.
And I think we just did that for somebody where we gave them all the things, and she wrote back and said, my MLS won't let me upload watermarked images. And we said, well, this is the law. And she's like, no, they won't let me do it. I need an unwatermarked image. And I'm like, all right, we can give you that, but we also delivered you the other stuff. We're covered. So you do what you do. And
because that's the whole thing too. So often the platforms that we use are so behind.
Yeah.
And so we're held to the letter of the law.
Yeah.
But we're used to we're forced to be using systems that don't comply.
Yeah. And I think the MLS is notorious for being slow moving and not great. And so the MLS, as it's just one entity of I don't even understand the MLS at all. I don't even understand what they are, why there's a million of them.
Always a few steps behind.
And let's really, I don't actually care.
Yeah.
That's not a discussion that seems interesting to me.
The important part is obviously where and how we can do our best job to get in front of our clients. And the MLS, I think, is important for us to have this like network that we're all working towards. The problem is, I think, is just how it's been regulated and if gosh, it's just unfortunately the technology is far behind what you guys are able to provide us.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
I mean, and so that's the problem. I mean, that's why Zillow and these other brands have emerged, is because we didn't do a good job of presenting property, you know, and obviously competitors have found a way.
Realtor.com should be the Zillow plus homes.com.
Yeah. We even sold our name.
Yeah. That's great. It's great.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but have you heard from agents on the ground that they are using these AI things? Because obviously if you are not getting AI generated video, photo to video stuff from us, then you are actually violating our terms of service, violating our copyright by transforming our images into, something else. So are you though seeing agents take advantage of these services?
Not as much here on a local level. I think because there has been kind of more burnout from the client perspective, because there's just this, again, they don't look authentic.
Yeah.
They're again.
I don't think they work. I
don't think they're doing the job that they say they're going to do. So I don't get a sense that these companies have really become popular or being used extensively. Okay. There's still, I think, an opportunity, to really, again, just continue to build your trust and relationships with your clients on the sense that you guys are, like you're saying, I plug in with you, I'm compliant. I'm good. Right. I'm getting a great product, and I'm getting one that's regulated.
Well, I think there's always a fear too, because it is so much easier now to capture high quality images of homes than it was 10 years ago.
Sure.
Right? From everything, for the cameras are easier to use, the technology is better, the post production is easier. It's all like, it is so much easier to be able to start a real estate media business now than it was 10 years ago. But it's even been further democratized where, there's plenty of companies advertising, hey, agent, you can just walk through, snap a few photos with your iPhone, and they're going to look as good as these professional photographers that are making you pay $200 for a listing.
Yikes.
And the thing is, I think those photos end up, looking okay, because I just know how great the editing technology is now. And the iPhones actually shoot great photos. So, but the realtors also don't necessarily know where to put the camera. I mean, that's kind of the biggest thing. But do you think there is a path for that? I really don't. I think the people who are using that are probably not the people we want as our clients anyway.
True.
But do you think there is an appetite for that, especially as, realtors maybe right now have been a little more squeezed financially because the market's been a little weird. And then also, the compensation on the buyer side has kind of transformed. And I imagine many realtors are making a little less. And so
it's definitely adjusted. I think the reality is that, as we've talked about even all those years ago when we were first talking, you guys market us, you guys help us win the listing.
Right.
And I think that position of being in that mindset with us, then it's a partnership.
Right.
It's not a deliverable, and I think that's really where, again, you guys continue to position yourselves in that place in our business lives, then that's money well spent.
Right.
Because it's true. I think maybe the bar has been lowered a little bit in terms of what the expectation is in terms of these photos. And, again, but that was a time where, again, we have a lot of different types of, like you said, a lot of different types of technology and things that we can do self-serve. But at the end of the day, to me, I just want to be able to have somebody that I'm partnered with, that I trust is going to, because I'm talking about you guys at the listing presentation, and so that's a different game than me trying to, do some doohickey thing on a tripod by myself. It's a scary thought,
you don't even need a tripod
it's
anymore.
A scary thought. It's a scary thought, though.
Well, and I think, and that is the value that we bring, right? Is like, we're always talking about how we're going to get you more listings, and, walking through the iPhone, you're going to save a couple $100, but is that going to set you on a path to get another listing?
Well, we certainly have this a lot too, where you can obviously list and buy your own home without an agent.
Yeah.
That's an option.
Right, of course.
We certainly don't recommend it.
Right.
And you can take your own pictures.
Right.
That's true. Absolutely. You can shoot your own video, but I certainly don't recommend it.
Right. Yeah. No, absolutely. Absolutely. Is there anything that real estate agents right now are using AI for that is a threat to us? The using ChatGPT to search, I think, is a threat and an opportunity. So,
right. I would say that's maybe where there is a threat and an opportunity. I think that's the perfect way to put it. Is that if you're not showing up in those types of searches, you're not coming up on ChatGPT or Claude, Perplexity, Gemini is another popular one that Google has. If you're not coming up in those, real estate, media, photography, video types of searches, then yes, that is going to be a threat because more and more people are foregoing Google. And even Google results now start with the AI results as the first results on the page. So there really is no page 2.
Right.
There's no bottom of page 1 in terms of how people are going to be exposed to your business. And so that's where, again, you focusing on that for your company, being able to come up for those types of terms and those questions, that's where the threat and the opportunity lie.
Man, it's a lot of AI.
If we only had somebody that could just be AIing for us right now, we could just go get a beer or something.
Well, exactly. Well, I'm sure, Molly's our AI. She, writes up the show notes. So
this is true.
With AI.
Yeah, with AI, a little bit.
See?
Yeah.
There we go.
Molly's not afraid to use. Molly's a power AI user.
I mean, I think since I graduated college, that's when it got really big, and with just job searching, that was a huge thing.
What did it tell you about us?
Well,
nightmare.
It told me what websites are best, and most reliable for, finding out employers, getting back to you, responding quickly. And Indeed was one of the top for sports jobs. It's Teamwork Online, et cetera. But AI definitely, I'm very glad I graduated when I did, because I feel like I would have relied on AI and it wouldn't have been.
In college, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I do think you are addicted to it.
Thanks, Reed. I'm not addicted.
Has it become a meeting? Have we stepped into a meeting now?
I think
it's an intervention. It's not a meeting.
I have certain ideas about when I'm going through, social media things. I can talk about that in the social media sidebar, but I think it helps in a lot of ways. But I think in terms of education, I think it does deteriorate. I mean, creative thinking for kids today.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, my son's at West Point. He's a freshman there, and it's a huge deal there.
Yeah,
I mean, the teachers right away, obviously, they're just like, if we even think that it's even has anything to do, and they have things they run it through, and sometimes he's had a couple of his things come up saying it was AI, which he definitely did not.
Right.
But the fact that even a sentence came up that could have been modeled from a bot, he had to have a meeting with the professor. I mean, it was like, scared the crap out of them, but it's just so, I mean, it's a gnarly thing, especially in education. I mean, it's really huge right now.
I think for, a career, it can be very helpful in, for research purposes, but in terms of like your son writing a paper, if there's a long hyphen, I mean, that's a very big indicator of chat.
That's one of the first prompts I say is to never use the, the M dash or whatever they call it.
I know, that's the literal
there you go.
term.
First thing to say. Yeah. The dead giveaway. Capital letters of the first letter of hashtags. Dead giveaway.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
For AI, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So just do it all lowercase.
Yeah, see, good thing I don't really use it except for editing. Thank you, Fotello. Okay, so let's talk a little more about Fotello in just a minute here, but let's take a little break. We're going to come back and really, we're going to have great action items with this big, packet that we're going to be able to send you. So stick around a lot more with Sam after this. Okay, Sam, look, one of the things I think we talked about that first episode you were on was what do realtors really want? And I think it's still true today, speed of delivery. Right?
Amen, 100%.
Absolutely. So now you may have heard that, and I don't necessarily want this getting out to everybody, but probably people assume, but we do have amazing ways now for AI to help us with our photo editing.
Tell me more.
And at Upmarket, we use Fotello. So fotello.co if you want to check them out. Look, you just upload all your photos at the end of the day or in the middle of the day if you want, if you have access to good Wi-Fi or maybe have fast LTE. You can upload those photos and in minutes they're done, edited, and they look perfect.
Whoa. That is cool, actually.
Sam actually was surprised at that. Yeah,
I didn't know you could do that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wow.
We can process a whole shoot within, 15 minutes. And
Unreal.
the quality of the photos is unbelievable. Now, occasionally, something will go haywire, something won't be right. But Fotello has a whole team of human photo editors that all you have to do is request an edit, and they will take care of that lickety split. But the error rate with the Photon 6.0 system is so low that you're not going to have to do that. We are rarely sending our stuff back for edits, and the quality that we get is fantastic. So now we are able to offer same-day delivery for our photo services, which is incredible. And we charge $100. I'll just say it out loud. We charge $100 for that. So every single time that we do that, it only takes us 10 minutes, 15 minutes to process, and it's another $100.
Oh, same day's big. That's
yeah,
a big
same
deal.
day's big. And so and it's a lot easier now, of course. I don't know. All of our workflows are easier. So if you want to check it out, go to fotello.co. You can have great workflows. You can also do things like schedule your clients, deliver through Fotello. It's really doing so many different things. I love most of all the editing and the workflows and the efficiencies it saves us, and we can charge our clients for that. So fotello.co, hit the link in our bio to get there and use the code Upmarket, and I think they're going to have a special offer for you.
Oh, yeah.
Sam, the second I told you we're going to be offering the site plans with iGuide,
yes.
Your eyes lit up.
It's true. They're still lit up. See them?
I do. The light's just hitting them just right.
Oh, thanks,
but
man.
with iGuide, we've done a few site plans already. It's super simple. So obviously you're going to do the standard iGuide tour, which is a fantastic, accurate, fast 3D tour. But now you can just do some scans outside, and you're going to be able to generate a site plan. And I can't remember. I think it's like going to be $30 or something. I don't quote me on the price, but it's something that you're definitely going to be able to upcharge your clients for, because this is something that is not really being offered by any other technology and is such a value add for realtors, right?
And as a buyer's agent, we get asked all the time, where's the site plan? Where's the site plan? It's become an expectation now. So to have a quick and easy solution to get there, that's huge.
Yeah, the quick and easy solution that real estate media providers can do, rather than, and not whatever people out there with drafting shit. I don't know.
It's
what
bad.
Yeah.
Or the sketch on the cocktail napkin too. That doesn't really work.
Session, yeah. No, that doesn't. So those aren't very accurate, and iGuide is absolutely so accurate. So I would not real estate agents, but any real estate media provider, go to iGuide and check it out. Get their Planix Pro camera system. You're going to be able to have these fast, efficient, beautiful, great, accurate 3D tours all in your arsenal. And it's, whatever. There's so many different great things. Unlike other 3D tour operators, there's no monthly fee for iGuide. So it's a pay-as-you-go, very convenient, very inexpensive.
And can be posted
anywhere. There you go. Go iGuide.com. Okay, social media sidebar time. We are Upmarket Pod across all social media. Please, and then, you're listening to this, so why don't you subscribe? Subscribe wherever you get your podcast if you want to do audio. We're putting a lot of time, effort, and money into our video, so our YouTube channel is popping off. And I think it's looking really good. The set is almost done.
Mm-hmm.
We got some stuff.
Impressed.
We got some stuff coming from our sponsors, so we won't have to have these little taped up signs anymore. But so it's still work in progress a little bit. But check it out on YouTube. So we're youtube.com/upmarketpod.
Mm-hmm.
Nice work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Nailed it.
All right. Good. And then I'm Reedfish LYSM on Instagram. Check out my other show, ILYSM Pod. We just started our second season.
Mm-hmm.
We just had some clips go bananas.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, Molly actually came down. We recorded with Alan Tudyk, who is a big actor and all this stuff. And so
Molly came across my feed.
Yeah, Molly came down for that recording actually. And then now the clips just went, but one clip, we just hit like over 750,000 views on it. So
good luck, charm.
Yeah.
I don't know. Make the connection.
Yeah. Went bananas. So check out, so if you're subscribing to us on YouTube, subscribe to ILYSM Pod as well. It's a lot of fun over there. We've recorded a bunch more. So we're doing that. And then, Molly, where do we find you on social media?
Molly P Media.
Yeah, that's right.
Reed likes to say Mollypedia.
Yeah, it was really a missed opportunity for her.
I know.
It's
yeah.
there.
I always
you
say
know.
that.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and buy Molly Media from this random person.
Oh, yeah. It's probably a good use of money.
I think so.
I could broker it for you.
Oh.
Just let me know.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. And then Sam, so now where are we finding you?
So it's pretty easy. Just Instagram at Sam Benner.
Yeah.
SAMBENNER.
A lot of music content there.
A lot of music content / real estate, but it's still probably about 70-30 right now. But I've been focusing
music.
Yeah, but I've been told, Sam, come on, we need to focus on the real estate stuff too. So actually, I've had my account go a little bit more bananas because I did my first reel that I haven't done. I've done a reel for my real estate coaching side of my business.
Oh, okay.
And everybody, oh my God, Sam, thank God you're finally, So I think it's the audience has definitely responded. And again, it's just putting your face on the video, man.
Yeah. Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about in the social media as we're, figuring out what are, again, it goes back to what are realtors being told about what to do on social media? Because on the video side, which is kind of, where it's at for social media, obviously, listing videos. Are people being told to be on camera more? Because that's what we're trying to push, and that's what I think, that kind of AI proofs things a little bit too.
Yeah.
It's harder.
No, I couldn't agree more. I think, again, trying to, get over, if for those of you, for the agents that have been, I think, more scared or nervous about getting in front of the camera, at the worst case, doing your own voiceovers. I think is, again, it's a moderate, compensation, in terms of not putting yourself out there, but to get yourself out there, you're building the relationships with the viewer, you're marketing the property in the best way possible. And again, the like you're saying, the audio, the videos are much more authentic and come off that way.
Yeah. Well, you can leverage AI because I know you can actually, record 5 minutes of yourself talking and then have an AI generated.
That's true. I just did a song with Eminem last night.
Yeah.
So I think, again, having your face, being, and also to the framework of using the video as an opportunity to educate, and build yourself as a reference, a credible reference for people to go through. That's going to click into those different AI things we've been talking about, and your video content frames into that.
Well, and you think then that's what our clients should be focused on, all our real estate clients, is educating.
Yes.
So what about doing fun videos? Like you've seen our fun videos that
many of them, big fan of them
with Nikki and everything.
I think there's an opportunity to educate and entertain. So as long as there's kind of even if it has to be more subliminal and some of the more fun videos, because those tend to get more views. This is true.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily play into you coming up as a real estate media source reference for your area with an AI model, though.
Right.
But it does engage the audience that you currently have. So they're two different audiences.
And I think it can get you in front of new potential clients too.
That's what
because
I was
if those,
say.
Absolutely.
Yeah. If you dancing with Nikki, hits the algorithm just right, you're going to get in front of a lot of new eyeballs.
Very true.
It's a way to diversify your feed too. Sometimes I feel like with competitors, I see it's just house after. I personally love the fun videos. I think every time I do end up meeting an agent, the first thing they say is, "Oh my gosh, that video you guys did with Nikki or your fun videos, where do you guys come up with that?" I'm like, "Well, I won't tell you my secrets, but
ChatGPT."
But like you said, there's a way to entertain but educate in the same way that I think draws an audience with new prospective clients for sure.
Yeah, we have a huge issue right now being in a sea of sameness.
Exactly.
In real estate marketing right now. I mean, it looks the same, it sounds the same, the captions are the same, the font's the same. I mean, it's just like, oh my God. So, I think there's some apps that people use, and they all use the same apps to generate the captions and generate the backgrounds, and it's just, to me, that's where you can go wrong. Even though you're doing more video content, that's actually working against you.
Yeah, well, and it's true with everything. I mean, it's the sameness, and that's why, you can't really truly differentiate with photos anymore, because everything kind of looks the same, and people are a lot better. I mean, if you really go architectural style and kind of moody, I mean, you can differentiate that way, but that's just not the business model that most real estate media people have. So therefore, if in 3D tours, if you're using iGuide, all the iGuides are going to look the same. You can't differentiate yourself that way.
True.
And then, so video is really the place where you can. And the more personalized you can make it, I think the more you stand out in the market as a realtor and also as a real estate media provider.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, on top of what you were saying, Reed, just with your personalities coming out in your videos, a tip I've learned is if someone else can recreate your last 3 videos in like the same way, like you're doing something wrong.
Ooh,
so I feel like in terms of going into a marketing style or doing a fun video or an educational video, having that person on the camera, whoever it is, or however many people it may be, letting each of their personality shine in a way that if someone else does recreate it, it can't be on the same level. But I think when someone clicks on your feed, they see obviously your first 3 pinned videos. Those have to look so different in a way to where that person's going to stay on your page and it's not just the same type of content over and over.
Right.
So.
Oh, really good. And again, too, that's kind of where your clients are going to check you out first, is going to be on these platforms. And if they can see those top videos, again, just being unique and different, making them laugh, making them think, whatever that might be,
right.
It does give you a huge edge right now.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
As if there wasn't enough to do.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Let's take another break. We'll come back. We're going to talk. We're going to talk a lot about like the real estate industry consolidation and other stuff with Sam after this. So Molly, you know that for years we may be using other platforms, and we've had other people, who have been sponsoring our show. But we've now started this relationship with HD Photo Hub, and I've always been an admirer of their company for years and years and years. And the other day, we all had the opportunity to familiarize ourselves more with HD Photo Hub because we have not been HD Photo Hub users. And we went through kind of a little bit of an onboarding thing with them, and within 5 minutes, like Mark and I just kind of looking at each other. Chelsea's like slacking us because she was doing it remote, and it was like, holy crap, the marketing kits are phenomenal.
Yeah.
So that I think is like, to me, the biggest differentiator for HD Photo Hub right now is those marketing kits. And so this is something that I think at HD Photo Hub, it's a pay per listing. So when you deliver, you pay. And I think it's $5. If you want to include the marketing kit, it's $10.
Right.
But that is something that you're easily going to be able to get agents to pay $50, $60, $75 for. Because just the pre-done stories.
The templates were wild. I mean, just something I haven't seen yet on another platform. So I think that makes them stand out incredibly.
For sure. No, we were just all looking at ourselves, oh my God, our agents will love this.
Yeah.
So I think I've heard over and over again through the years how great the marketing kits are and how great, how much people are able to upsell those to their clients. I never really believed them. Now I'm a believer.
Yeah.
You're a believer. I'm a believer.
That was so good, Reed. We won't go into why.
Well done.
Right.
Well done.
But Sam, but having pre-made marketing materials is so key, right?
It really is.
As an agent.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know a lot of brokerages offer those kind of things, but usually they're not great. But these are pre-done. You just download them right from the portal.
So we're looking for simple. We're looking for fast. We're looking for speed.
Yeah, and the quality is great.
Yeah.
There you go. Exactly.
So go check out hdphotohub.com and you use the code Upmarket, and that's a capital U and not anything else capitalized. Capital U, regular, lowercase, put market. So use the code Upmarket with a capital U, and you're going to get 15 bonus listings. So that's a pretty good value.
And you're detail oriented to be able to do that.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Good for you.
So hdphotohub.com. Use the code Upmarket. Sam, still true today. I mean, floor plans are the essential. I mean, it's an expectation.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's true. Yeah,
and these floor plans are expected to be accurate.
We prefer that.
Yeah, they're expected to be done quickly.
Yes,
and they're expected to be delivered quickly.
That's like you're in my head right now.
I've been reading your mind, and I think your mind is saying that you really want to get to know the Second Floor app because look, you're going to be able to take your iPhone around. You could even do this, Sam, and you're a realtor.
Now we're getting crazy.
It's so easy that even a realtor could do it. We don't want them to do it, but we can do it. You pull out your phone, you walk around, you wave it at the walls, and then magically within minutes, or actually instantly, as soon as you're done, waving it at all the walls, you're going to get an accurate floor plan that you can deliver to your client right then. So like literally from execution to deliverable, it's like a 1 minute thing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. And now,
so I'm just looking and going around the house saying, trying to find a phone signal. No.
Yeah.
Creating a floor plan.
Yeah. There you go. Exactly. Yeah. It's just that easy. So go to secondfloorapp.com/upmarket. You can get a free month of service. You can try it out, do a ton of floor plans, wave your phone around. People are going to think you're a little nutty, but you can probably don't wave it actually when you're doing it. I'm just kind of joking, but walk around with it at a steady pace. And you're going to get one of those amazing floor plans done. secondfloorapp.com/upmarket. Back. Sam, I know you are, you're an influencer. I don't know. You have your finger on the pulse of what is going on in the real estate industry, I think in ways that a lot of realtors I know do not. So I want to get your take on a couple things that are not necessarily AI related, but that are big things in our, that we see are happening in this industry. And the first one is like, I want your quick take on, 3D tours and basically this whole brouhaha with Matterport, with Zillow 3D, Homes.com.
You guys are in the thick of it right now.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we're the
wartime.
We're the losers, is what we are.
It's so true. It's so tough, though.
The big companies fighting, and it's the consumers who are the. It's us. It's you guys. It's all of us are the losers. So
yeah, it's so tough because the technology, and the platforms, essentially end up, either owning or controlling how it's delivered to the audience, and so as media. Companies, you're tethered to these platforms as the delivery of your guys' work.
Yeah.
And so when these companies are warring and battling with each other, and again, getting into the business themselves. Hey, we're over here. Look at us. Now we're Zillow tours now. Isn't that great? Come on down. Bring the kids.
And we'll give you free Matterport tours at homes.com. So
yeah. And it just, to me, they're competing in the wrong way, because again, is this about improving the home search and purchase experience for the home buyer?
No.
I'm not really seeing that happening here.
No, I mean, it's an enshittification, right? It's that beautiful term.
And again, they want to control every step of the transaction. So, Zillow has purchase showing time. Which obviously is a big deal for us scheduling showings. They have their own transaction management system. They have their own CRM. Obviously, they control and have a huge market share in terms of leads that people. I mean, gosh, agents pay tens of thousands of dollars a month. Yeah. To get. And so, and then now they're also held hostage because if you're going to have your property featured for your client, and you better tell your seller that it's not going to be all featured on Zillow unless you do this with us. And I mean, so the fact that they're tying our hands and they're tying your hands at the media companies as well. It's been,
the funny thing is though, I don't think it's actually been that much of a negative for us. I mean, as much as I'm not a fan of Zillow 3D, we've sold a ton of them. Yeah. And, we don't charge a lot for it, so it's not like it's driven that much revenue for us, but I think I said did 150 of them last year or something.
Well, and then to have the connection and the longstanding relationship with Matterport as you guys have had. I mean, I remember when you were first, bringing that to our marketplace here. Yeah. And then to have that shift away. A longstanding
relationship, but that's the thing is like Matterport, there was never a relationship because it's just a big
pretty one-sided.
Yeah, it's a big soulless corporation who never, ever, ever respected real estate media providers. And so, the fact that Matterport, it's off of Zillow, boo-hoo-hoo Matterport. Like, I don't, that's the thing is I think if you're talking about what companies are hated by real estate media providers, I think Matterport is right there at the top.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple others, but but that's right. We have different sponsors now. So Zillow doesn't own any of our sponsors. So
we can get together and talk crap about Zillow anytime you want.
Yeah, exactly. There is no relationship, but that's one of the things that I love so much now about iGuide. And I know we just did an ad for them, but the fact that I do feel like even outside of there are sponsors that we have a relationship with them. There are people there you can actually talk to. They care about real estate media providers. Right. And then their platform is agnostic. You can post it anywhere. So there you got another ad, iGuide. But I mean, that's the thing is like, I want to make sure that not only as our podcast, but as our business, as much as we can, and we cannot always do it, I want to align with companies that have a mutual interest where our success is their success and vice versa, right? And I just never felt like Matterport just felt like we were being used.
Mm-hmm. And I think just from the agent perspective is to have your local real estate media partner educate us and kind of let us know, kind of help us understand the marketplace.
Yes.
Obviously in our very simple terms.
Yeah.
But
small words.
But at the same time, realizing that there is an option, because we're also have just been overcooked on all of these real estate companies changing places and changing faces and having the technology being owned by companies that we're essentially competing with. Mm-hmm. So it's, I think just understanding that there is another option where you can still have a really high level 3D tour option, but without having to mix up with these other, these other guys.
I want to ask you specifically though, just even about 3D tours in general, because I think there's been Vince Coulter was on who was working at Matterport and now is not, and he was talking about how 3D tours have really. They're not as popular as they were a few years ago. I mean, we obviously hit the high in COVID in 2020, but then since then it's been this kind of slow degradation of the 3D tour. And for you guys, what are you guys thinking about 3D tours?
I would say in low inventory times, a lot of times I think there's a feeling of I don't need to go all out. For a particular property, because I'm going to have 20 offers, on this thing next week. So as it becomes where it's going to be more of a competitive marketplace, which I think we're trending into that direction, with rates coming down, I think people finally able to sell and give up their 2.5-3% mortgage rate. They actually need to move. So having that marketplace change, I think we're going to start to see 3D tours come back in a big way, because you're going to need to find ways to really have it be a competitive edge. And as far as I remember too, the site plans and being able to kind of sell it more that way.
The floor plan, and that's with iGuide now offering site plans. I mean, that's something that we're so excited to roll out to our market.
And I think that's a huge thing to get out there. Great message to get out there to your agents is that technology is included with, that option is included, because that's become a big deal for buyers to really start to get a scope of the property before they step in the door.
Right. So and we're seeing obviously we've been providing floor plans with every photo shoot for a couple of years now.
Yes, sir.
But I mean, it feels like floor plans are kind of now essential.
It's a huge deal, and it is essential. I think because we're a lot of these people are coming into a situation. Maybe they're a first-time buyer, maybe they're downsizing. Having a way to kind of visualize if the property could even work. How does the downstairs bedroom work? Because we have got aging parents that are going to be living in here. Again, those configurations are so hard to do.
Well, I think that's been a huge success of the floor plan industry. Essentially, is making it that standard, because I think the consumer expectation now is that it has a floor plan. Right. And I know Chelsea was just house hunting, and she was like, "Oh, I would get so pissed off when the house didn't have a floor plan." And it really made it so that I think those houses were less attractive, because it was just this unknown of.
And if it's not there, then I end up getting asked the question as the agent, "Can I get a floor plan?" It ends up being something that's part of the deal anyway. So if you can already have that ready to go, it's a huge asset to have to help market the property.
Well, and that's what I'm excited excited about site plans because I mean, how useful do you think site plans are for you?
Huge.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to say they have become essential.
Yeah.
So I mean, having that kind of, that's exactly what we're after right now.
Right. And so, having a technology that makes that easy to capture, like iGuide, I think is really, is so crucial. I'm so excited about it.
Yeah. And I think that's where too, I think because we're competing now, there's going to be more properties for sale. There was one neighborhood in Fillmore that had like 9 properties for sale a few months ago. And it was just wild.
Wow.
And just seeing the war of the roses in there to try to see who's going to get those buyers. And again, a lot of it came down to the marketing of the property is what gave you the edge. And so, so I think you're going to see a much more of an uptick. And I think having that technology and those site plans available is going to be huge.
Okay, good. Oh, good job, iGuide.
There you go.
Okay. I would shift gears for a sec too, because I think and I don't quite understand it, or I haven't researched enough to really wrap my mind around it yet. But Compass has been buying up not even brokerages, like real estate companies, right? So basically, do you work for
one
Compass
of the biggest? Now? I do not.
Okay.
I barely eked out. It was close.
Okay.
So Compass recently was able to successfully purchase Anywhere Real Estate, which is a multitude of familiar brands. So we're talking about Century 21, Coldwell Banker, Better Homes and Gardens, Sotheby's, and on and on. So I mean, it's
so they're all owned by the same company.
It's pretty wild. We're talking about over half of the agents in the country now work under Compass. Yeah, so it was a big deal to have that go through. But it's interesting because I think that because I have good friends and colleagues that work at those respective companies, and I think there's definitely an interesting divide that's happening in terms of those that are excited about it and those that are obviously concerned. Right. And I think there's a lot of reasons to feel either way, kind of depending on where you're at in your business. It's tough because I think the patterns have shown that eventually you're going to kind of just become Compass and kind of forego your brand. Your Coldwell Banker, your Sotheby's, which is a big reason of why a lot of those agents work there is because of their connection to the brand, to the company.
Well, yeah, I mean, so like Better Homes and Gardens, I don't know, what are you going to do? But like Sotheby's, there's a statue there. I mean, it's hard for me to imagine that Compass is going to like shutter the Sotheby's brand. Right.
I
mean, it's hard for me to imagine, but I'm a small-brained idiot,
It's just kind of going now. It's mostly happened with smaller brokerages, but that's kind of been the pattern is that they have kind of said, oh, everything's fine. You don't have to change
of course, you don't
have to change the anything keep the marquee, the whole thing. Course, but then eventually
I just think that it basically just in society, in my view, that when we've seen this where a giant corporation just takes over all these other little things, it's just not good for anybody ultimately, except for the shareholders of that corporation.
And I know the agents that I know that are excited about it. They do have a great technology platform. They have obviously now they've got more agents than anybody else, and there's obviously some potential advantage to be able to work alongside and get potentially access to listings and properties. That's the one thing I kind of personally don't agree with Compass's direction is this need to kind of keep their listings exclusive and kind of using that.
Well, so okay, I want to talk about that because they're gatekeeping, right?
In a way, I mean they're not seeing it that way. I think they're seeing it as more.
Well, then it's fine. Then.
It's more in the interest of their clients. In terms of like kind of making sure that they're not being intruded upon, in terms of just kind of, again, qualifying buyers and having that whole thing be much more insular. But, at the end of the day, you're not exposing the listing to the open market. And again, now with them feeling that they're got, 52% of the agents, I'm sure they're thinking they probably have over half of the marketplace of an audience.
Yeah.
And so, that argument becomes, a little bit more compelling. But at the same time, I think the seller at the end of the day, suffers.
Sure, but isn't that what they're all trying to do, though? They're all trying to gatekeep. So Compass, Zillow, Homes.com.
Well, Compass and Zillow, they're at war. Because again, too, Zillow's idea, at least Zillow is able to show all the listings and is trying to comply with the way that with our respective MLSs and such. Yeah. So, for the most part. And so, but that's the whole thing is to try to make sure that, the playing field stays level. But that's the tough part right now is that, there's a lot of questions in terms of what direction this is going to take our industry in terms of what kind of brokerage do you want to work for? You know, and essentially what, you know, are there, you know, is there a place, and there's always a place for different types and different options. But now to have there were so many variables and brands and their cultures, to have it all try to fit under one umbrella.
Yeah. I mean,
it's going to be a challenge.
Yeah. It doesn't, I mean, it's hard to see how it doesn't get all homogenized.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So, which I don't know, just isn't good. But then there's another entrant in the whole thing, right? So Google. So what did Google just made an announcement in December? So what is this all about? Can you fill us in?
And so, but basically, what they're going to do is they've partnered with a company called House Canary.
Okay.
House Canary does have a agreement with IDX and MLSs across all 50 states, where you're going to start to see you're going to be searching on Google for property, whatever you might be looking for, and you're going to see homes search results on a search engine results page. So you're not having to go off to Zillow or go to Redfin or go to Realtor.com to view the property. Google's now elevated themselves to the top of the funnel again. And so, not saying anything, not saying anything crazy, but
do no evil, Sam. Do no evil.
There we go. Thank you.
Their famous mantra.
No, of course not. Yes,
yeah.
of course. Yeah. No. Yeah. Fairness for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind. All those things. So, you know, not to say anything negative about Zillow, of course, but I guess
why would we want to do that?
I guess their stock dropped about 8% the day that it was announced. It hasn't even been executed yet, but just on the announcement, because there is the possibility now Zillow and Homes will be under the funnel, and they're going to have to also now advertise with Google to be able to get our ads with Zillow and Homes.com. So it's creating quite the downline.
I'm sure none of the costs will be passed on to realtors.
No, never. We haven't paid for any of this.
yeah, right. You just pay. It's like you're just
put it on my tab.
You're just paying someone to dig your grave, man. It's just
crazy.
Like,
Now, I think the only good thing about this is that I think it allows for a more like a more longer phrasing for searches. So being able to search for property in a much more interactive way, a much more detailed way, you know, in terms of just a 2-bedroom, 2-bath for this price, you know, but actually, again, allowing for more, you know, and so this is, again, where your listing descriptions and, you know, and things need to be tagged properly to be able to pick up more keywords and stuff for specific features about the home.
Right. Yeah, I wonder, I don't know what the takeaway is. Is there a takeaway from all this consolidation for us, for real estate media providers?
Yes, I think what happens to be true is that your guys' importance and, you know, being essential and your partnership is possibly even more important and more essential to being able to help us keep up. Because there's no doubt that, again, the speed and the evolution of all this is happening so fast. To be able to depend on my real estate media provider to provide me with great images, great video, great 3D tours, all of those things, and be AI compliant and, you know, compliant with all the new AI laws, and let's just say keep me up to date with these different challenges. Now the partnership is even stronger.
Right.
And so I won't be tempted to go off and work with one of these other fly-by-night companies or even dare to think about doing this crap myself.
Right.
You know, and so that's the port, is you want to start to now place yourself in this role as kind of being like the person who kind of understands these things. You don't need to know about every little bit of it. But if you're the one bringing this to your client's attention and not being proactive instead of reactive, then again, as far as the companies are concerned, we still need pictures. We still need video. We still need 3D tours. That's not going to change.
Right.
How you guys have to deal with the delivery of those images and the copyright things, of course.
Yeah.
I'm happy that I pay you to be able to have to handle that.
Right.
So, you know, your guys' place in the transaction stays solid, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so. And I think ultimately, you know, we've already seen just in the last couple of years so much technology that is making it easier and easier and easier. And you are what I've been saying is like, there's at some point soon, there's going to be just a little drone someone can fly from, 20 miles away, go and just go through the house, and you're going to be able to produce video, photos, 3D tour, everything from this. We may be a few years away from something like that, but I don't think we're that far.
We're on our way.
But the thing is, someone still needs to operate that, or someone still needs to go to the property. Even if you have the fanciest, most sophisticated camera, someone's got to transport that camera to the property, set it up, and do it. So we just need to make sure that it's us. What I've been saying about AI is, I think holds true, is like, we need to figure out how to make sure that we leverage AI rather than be replaced by AI.
Right. And remember that this is still a relationship business.
Right.
We can get overrun in all the competing at the technology space. It's true. But knowing that I can call you and you're going to help me through it. Well, Chelsea, but I do still, I talk to you about other stuff, but at the same time, that's a big deal to still know that we have somebody, because again, it still requires that personal, that in real life relationship deal, and so forging that is also being that person that I can, again, trust to kind of help me navigate these waters and know that you're going to keep me in compliance and still keep me marketing my properties at a high level.
Well, yeah, and I think having that connection with your client too. I mean, just to put a human face on things, and I think the more things are automated, the more the stuff there is, the more I think we're all craving kind of some human interaction.
Oh gosh, tell me about it.
Yeah.
I'm having a little like movie screening thing at my office where we're doing like old John Hughes movies.
Oh, yeah, right up your alley.
We were packed to the gills.
Oh.
A bunch of people came, and again, and everybody was saying, "Gosh, it's just so nice to get out of the house and be around each other again."
Yeah, all right.
Hey, now
there you go. Well, okay, so that stuff. If you're going to do that, that takes action. So that means it's time for our action items. Our action items today are sponsored by Pixel CRM, the only CRM that is made by a real estate photographer for real estate photographers and media professionals. It's an amazing tool, fully fleshed out. You can do so many things with Pixel CRM. I urge you to check it out. It's Pixel CRM. That's PIXL CRM.com. And if you add right after that.com, if you add a little /Upmarket, you're going to be able to get a free month of service to check it out. So check out pixelcrm.com/upmarket. Your action item is good. Okay. Mine is okay. So I'm going to go first. Let's start with okay, and we'll rise above to good.
We can do it. Teamwork.
Okay. We were talking before the show, and you were reading off some stats. You had prepared some stuff, and you had something that was crazy, that only 9% of agents do listing videos. And I feel like the stats we've heard coming from at PMRE and what we hear about how much video is being utilized, it seems like it's more, I don't remember, but it seems like it's more in like the 30% or high 30% for
interesting
on how many listings get videos. But if only 9% of agents are using listing videos, obviously I think listing videos beget more listing videos for those agents. And so I think, though, if 9% of listing agents are doing listing videos, then there's an opportunity there. So my action item is to market your videos harder and talk about the value propositions that that your videos bring. So there you go.
If I could shout out the Upmarket, Nikki,
of course.
And so I think, again, taking the whole, what she does in terms of trying to find like a really kind of unique feature of the house and trying to put it together. Yeah. The painfully stale, here's the kitchen, here's the thing, I'm standing out in front of this house.
Yeah, no, of course. And I know we talked about that a little in the social media sidebar, but I think to kind of drill down on that even more is like the more personalized you can make your videos,
absolutely.
The better.
And again, marketing yourself in terms of putting yourself into it as well. And that's huge. And then I know there's a certain comfort level that I know is a challenge working with us. Some of us are maybe a little too much in front of the camera versus a lot of people who really struggle with that. And so being able to offer solutions that will be able to be tailored to your agent is huge. Okay. Wow. That was a lot of action in one action item. Okay. So Sam, what do you got here? Yes. So I'm actually really excited. I've been working since Reed reached out to me to record this. I said, one of the things I wanted to be able to leave the listeners with is a 90-day action plan. Whoa.
This is the ultimate action.
This is a multiple action plan here, multiple days, and so it's a way to take your business from being either not found or not found enough on the AI portals, and in 90 days getting yourself mentioned on there and being able to come up in those results.
All right.
So it covers everything from your website structure and ways to be able to clean all that up. We talked about the FAQ section earlier.
Right.
All your social media posts. It's going to actually include the prompts to use. Because that is the great mystery.
This is great. Can Molly get her hands on this?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. She can have it right now. She can have it today.
Right.
For you only.
Yeah.
Today only. Yeah. But I really wanted to make sure it's something that, again, is just very easy to follow, checklist to go down.
All right.
And because so many of you media people are, I think, a little bit more technology savvy.
Yeah.
You'll be able to pick up on this right away.
Okay. So in order to get this, so you have this PDF that it's a 90-day action plan. So just DM Upmarket Pod on Instagram and just say you want it, and then with your email address, obviously. And then, or if you're somehow not on Instagram or not following us, why are you either of those things?
Great question.
You can email us admin@upmarket.media, and we can also send it to you that way. So, but I think DM is best because that means that Molly checks that and then she can do it and I don't have to think about it.
Great idea.
So,
correct.
We have Molly's support.
Right.
Roll Tide.
All right.
Roll Tide.
All right. Enough of that stuff. Oh, God. Yeah. Because Molly went to Alabama. She worked at Alabama Sports TV. I don't know. Did we talk about that ever? I don't know.
We have when you brought me on. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That was
Good.
what.
Glad we could bring
people
that
don't.
back.
People don't really
remember.
care.
People don't remember.
They care.
Well, Molly, thank you for producing today. I really appreciate it.
You're so welcome,
Yeah.
Reed.
Okay. That's great. And Sam, thank you, buddy. Thanks for always being here.
My pleasure. We've been doing this a long time, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
Proud of you. Excited for you.
All right. Thanks, man. Well, I'm sure you'll be back on soon. And so
as soon as possible.
Mostly, and also, thank you, of course, to all of our sponsors. You're really, obviously, we're up in the production value here. So, thank you to all of you. And then, of course, to everyone watching or listening. You guys are really the reason we can do this. So thank you so much. Upmarket is a production of Upmarket Studios and is produced by Molly Peart and edited by Bethany Diedrich. Our wish for you this week is to not have to do any Friday Night Twilight shoots. Thank you for everything.